we are here with NC Courage defender Kaleigh Kurtz following the team's draw with Utah. KK, tonight you broke the NWSL record for consecutive regular season starts of 107. Can you just start with what that milestone means to you?
It means I'm tired. No, I mean, to be called upon once is amazing. And I had an interview recently with Just Women's Sports, and I talked about how my career has been a ladder. And at one point, it was I just wanted to make the Courage roster in general. I wanted a contract. And then it was, once I got the contract, it was how do I get into the 18 or the 20 just for game day and then sit the bench? And then how did I, then get onto the field? And now to be 107 consecutive called upon starts is something that I don't take for granted. We've had amazing players here in every single position at the Courage. So for the coaches to believe in me and then to also trust me, I guess, is something that I take great pride in. And I hope that I can continue that. And I'm just going to, do my best every single time I step on the field.
Just kind of on your journey again, you come here in 2018 as basically a non-roster of the camp, and now you're wearing the captain's armband. How has your mentality shifted at all, like along the way as you got into different roles? Because now you're expected to lead. Back in 2018, you had all these international stars and stuff around you, and now other players look at you, right? So how has that changed for you?
Yeah, I think I was pretty silent when I first got here, which is kind of crazy because I'm not known for being a quiet person. I'm very outspoken. I have no filter in a lot of senses. But on the field, I didn't quite know what to say. And I watched hours and hours of film, and I did so many film sessions with Sean and Nathan and Paul when he was here. And then I had people like Abby Dahlkemper and Abby Urseg here, and I've learned so much from them. So I feel like when I was younger, it was just how can I absorb as much information as possible and take it in stride, because there were so many better players than me. And I would watch, when I wasn't playing back in 2018 and 2019, I would watch the game back 3 times. And I would watch it one time on the Speedio version, so it was the tactical version. And then I would watch the broadcast version, and then I would watch the broadcast version again with no sound. And so it was just watching in 3 different views and then seeing how Abby Urseg was different than Abby Dahlkemper and what they were looking for, what balls were they playing, how were they defending. And then I would bring clips in of them to talk to the coaches. So I think I just always wanted to learn and grow. And then having them beside me, I was able to learn what I needed to say, how I needed to say it, what came across the best. And then unfortunately, I don't really want the captain's armband right now. Sorry. I don't want the captain's armband right now because that means that Denise is hurt, and I don't ever wish a player to be injured. It's an honor to wear it, obviously, but she is an amazing leader, and I just try and follow in her footsteps while she's not here, and she's getting the recovery that she needs. But yeah, so it's cool to wear it, but I wish I wasn't wearing it.
You and Denise and Nathan too, you guys have been in this club for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
How has, I think when you first came here, there was a certain standard, right? How has that standard or identity of this team changed over time? Or do you find yourself in a situation now where you're trying to get back to that standard, sort of that the club was at when you first got here?
I think the standards remain the same. The years have changed, obviously, in terms of, I think in 2018, the championship was September 22nd. And we came in February, and now we come in January, and then championship's now November 22nd. So there's a bit of an adjustment in terms of you can't run us into the ground for that many more months. And if you talk to Mike, who's also been here with the club for that entire time, he would show the GPS units and show the meters that we do in a week. And he's had to modify a little bit because the season's gotten progressively longer. But I think the standard remains the same. We want to continue to put the work in. Each coach has their own style in which they want to, have the practice week laid out. And so right now there's a bit of adjustment period with the change in coaching. but the standards always remain the same of we are going to be one of the fastest, fittest teams, and that's just what we need to continue to do. Unfortunately, the results aren't going our way.
You've hit a number of players hitting different milestones this year. How do you all kind of absorb that? How do you all take it in as like a team? Like when someone hits a milestone, thinking Nerdist back today, or Sanchez, like people have hit these like, career goals, including yourselves. So how does the team kind of lift each other up during those times?
I don't think we really lift each other up too much. It sounds kind of weird. Obviously, like we celebrate it in the moment, but then we had to celebrate Mary for a very short amount of time on the field, and then we had a game to play. So if we celebrate and when we celebrate, it's usually after. Right now, the emotions are a little raw. I'm probably not in the happiest space to truly celebrate these bigger milestones of a Mary and a me, but I think in terms of like the words that we say to each other and the encouragement and just like a hug and showing like immense support for one another is how we would show that gratitude and I guess positive lifting within one another. But like right now, I don't really want to be congratulated too much. I'm more pissed off at what happened.
Sure. For players like yourself, like Meredith, that have been around for a long time, what's part of the fabric of the club that keeps people here year in, year out?
I think when people talk about the courage and they come into the club, they know that we are one of the fittest teams, and it's something that kind of scares them when they come in, but that's also something that they want to do with their career. They want to come in and they want to be challenged, and they're going to be in this environment. We lift heavy, we run a lot, we do a really challenging style of play, and it was something that back in 2018 I didn't know how to pass a ball. So now I had to learn that skill. Sounds crazy as a soccer player, but I was definitely just a run and gun type defender. So I think when people want to come here, one, they've heard amazing things about the culture inside the locker room. We are an amazing and really close-knit group, and that's something that players want to come be a part of. And then two, I think it shows something so special when free agents want to come here, because the rumor around the league is that we are here to work and we're gonna have the highest meters no matter what. So
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
As far as like your milestone, consecutive, like I've heard 7 consecutive, so it's a lot. But I'm just speaking to more of like your work off the pitch, like what kind of goes into that, like as far as like mentality, just like keeping yourself fit, like physically, emotionally, like mentally.
Yeah. Luckily, with 107 consecutive starts, I haven't had to physically get too fit because those help me remain fit. But I have shifted my mentality a lot over the years. I struggled with an eating disorder a couple of years ago, and back then I didn't want to lift heavy in the gym. If you look at my body type, I'm someone that should be lifting heavy. I'm a strong base, but I just had like a little bit of a mentality problem and struggle with relationship with my body and food. So I had Mary come up to me one year, and she was like, Mike is one of the best in the world. Mike is our strength and conditioning trainer. And she said, Mike is one of the best in the world. You need to be lifting heavier than pretty much anyone else in this gym, because look at your body. Like, it's beautiful. It's strong. Mike isn't going to make you big. But my brain was just in this weird place. But it was something that she said that was just like a light flip switch. And I will never, ever forget it. And I will always thank her. And I've said it, I think, every year since that light flip switch moment, because I was lifting maybe 10-pound dumbbells at the time. And now I'm up to like 200-pound squats. So, yeah, so it's been a really cool mentality shift. It's been tough in a lot of ways. I've had to learn, and I've had to grow, and I've had to be challenged and fight through a lot of adversity mentally and physically. But at the same time, like, that's my journey, and I would never, change it out for the world. I've grown so much, especially mentally, because of it. And I think at the end of the day, I've come from a place that used to be so like regimented and routine based. And then I came to a place where I was like, if I'm doing 30 things and I still have a bad game, like, what am I doing? Why am I so regimented to the point where I have to do X, Y, and Z to be a good player? Instead, it's I've worked hard Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday so that I can play well. And that was the big mentality shift. So it's been kind of fun to be given 107 consecutive opportunities to make mistakes, to learn and grow. But also, thank you to my therapist. Love you. She's not dead, but she's up here, and she is a blessing. She's over there.
Yeah.
I just want to ask about the game tonight. The result. You guys get that goal in the 89th minute. The equalizer comes.
Mm-hmm.
Just considering where you're at the table,
Mm-hmm.
does that feel like a missed opportunity?
For sure. I think even if we were top of the table, bottom of the table, it'd be a missed opportunity. I think that's 2, maybe 3 weeks in a row now with kind of a set piece goal. Last week was a second phase set piece. Against Chicago was a first phase set piece. Now this week, another first, second phase. So it's definitely something that we got to look at. We got to work on. I think it's a disappointment whenever the ball goes in the back of the net. There's always things to learn. So you can't take it back. You can only learn from it at this point. But yeah, I'm usually a little bit more chipper than I currently am. So.